Yeah.
Wow.
Some of the really good ones,
Yes.
Oh, God,
yeah.
already into it.
Oh, wow. But I'm like, this is an interesting matchup as well. Like, usually by this point, we're seeing Fox versus someone or Marth versus someone.
Yeah, or Falco.
To get your, like, Puff Luigi in top 8 is quite, pretty unheard of.
Not only that, I think these would have to be the only two in Europe which really get to do that in top 8.
For sure. And like we've seen it in America when it was like people's secondary Luigi. I think it was Swedish Delight versus Hungrybox that comes to mind. Or was it Plum? Either way, I think
Swedish at Smash and Splash. I'm pretty sure he took a game actually.
Yeah. So like we know that we've seen it at a high level, but never from like a Luigi main. And your Ridin's like up there as one of the best, so this should definitely be very good set.
Yeah, so just quickly to give some context, so Solobattle to get into here had to play Yappy and beat him 3-1 in a very crazy fashion. At some point he just kept like getting rest after rest, and as for Ridin, he had to slay my fellow brethren Timmy 3-0, which he seems to somewhat have his number, but yeah. But right now these guys duking it out. And generally about the matchup, what I find really interesting is that as weird as it is, that it's not as free as you'd think it'd be. Puff being a top tier, Luigi being a mid tier. Luigi has some very nasty stuff on Puff, including one of the best rest punishes in the game.
Yep.
With the Shoryu. But on top of that as well, just in general, Luigi's movement is good enough to contest Puff's. But on the other hand, contesting back air and generally like the diagonal space in front of him, having the worst aerial drift in the game, third worst aerial drift in the game, is not really gonna help him with like catching up to Puff.
Yeah, but he does have like ginormous hitboxes.
Yes, and they kill fast and quick.
Yep.
And he kind of has like the Falcon syndrome where he just kind of combos every character. There's like nobody's safe from the Luigi.
Yeah, and it's seeming like actually having... I wasn't sure how true they are, but he's gotten a lot of like throw conversions.
So I think these are
a down throw, right?
Yeah, so I think these are actually a lot of DI mix-ups. So I see the Luigi, which I personally saw be, I'd say by far the best at the matchup at, would definitely be Master from the Washington area in US. So he plays it very grounded, and a lot of crouch cancel trades, a lot of mix-ups to play with like the expectation space of the Puff of where she wants to place her hitboxes. And Puff being like a character that's used to just landing with Nair on top of everyone, like we're seeing Solobattle kind of cover his descent with right now, is not really something that's too viable against Luigi, due to him having like fast, I was gonna say, damage output or general like crouch cancel conversions, or just getting whiff punished off of like the best wave dash in the game.
Yeah. That's the thing as well, like, Luigi's recovery is so bad that it's almost like, it doesn't matter how good Puff is at edgeguarding. It's like, yeah, I kind of assumed I'd die anyway.
Yeah, right. Although Ridin has some nasty mix-ups on his recovery.
Yeah,
which
and the way that he mixes up, I don't think Puff's, like, necessarily that great at covering. At least not especially so.
Ooh, that was an interesting mix-up. Actually, at these lower percents, what I'd love to see from Ridin, I mean, obviously it's incredibly hard, but I've seen like some talk about using the spike hitbox from down air actually to set up rest punishes. Due to it being a meter, it's very hard to DI, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's actually possible to set up some good like two-piece damage. Because Luigi's aerials hurt, and they're strong.
Yeah, very strong. Okay.
Ooh, what a gentleman.
Gave him a second chance.
Yeah, and I think especially for the momentum of the set, it's going to be so important to take the first game for Ridin, because
yeah,
Dreamland's kind of a gimme for Puff. But
I see what you mean with the DI now. Like, that didn't even look like he could reach that at all.
No, but then that opens up the possibility for a forward throw mix-up. Ooh, and gets clipped on the startup end.
Oh, he might still make it back. That's a, yeah.
I don't like the back airs. He was just dead. There's no point in trying to give him misfire chances.
Yeah, that was... But, I mean... It's one of the things,
Hey,
isn't it, where
nonetheless.
it's like he gave him the extra chances, but he didn't roll the dice, so he didn't get the chance. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He should have pressed like his secret turbo button to like enable the misfires, but fortunately didn't find it.
we know
so-
every Luigi has it. It's just
Yeah. Like
He held it
there's
in.
something about like in the cult, like
yeah, he'll bring it on
one
next
blood
time.
sacrifice.
He ran out of kids. Anyway, yeah, it was an interesting first start. Like the it looked like a Solobattle was definitely kind of adapting towards the end. Yeah, I hate
my
to
God.
see it.
And that's the thing I love about Solobattle. He is raw dogging these rests.
Yeah,
like he's not giving you a warning. He's just gonna go in there and it's gonna be quick and dirty.
yeah, and if you're at like 0, like the risk, the reward is so high, whereas the risk is like, you know,
Yeah, like especially
it
at
has,
0.
but at 0,
Like,
yeah, why not?
But yeah, I have to say I find it quite interesting that he elected to go FD.
Yeah, well, I guess it's the ground game, right? Just having that pure control of the entire stage, forcing Puff to like go high to avoid. But yeah, he just can control all that space with his enormous wave dash.
Oh, God,
scary.
Yeah. That is-
Very intimidating.
I find it quite funny actually now that I think about it. I think the start for Joe Ridin last game was very strong. So
Yes,
being
I was
down
almost
heavily,
counting it. Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
was
not
like,
being
yep.
down. Right now, he's really just trying to contest that space, which is what Luigi exactly does not want to do, since he doesn't have
Yeah.
those tools.
For sure.
There it is, the oppressive Puff up air. Because also one thing that's really understated, I think somebody in Twitch chat said it today. Having Luigi across, like above a top tier, makes me physically cringe. Because there is no way that character lands against someone like Marth, Fox, or Falco Puff.
Yes. I mean, like his down B being so huge can protect him somewhat.
But it can somewhat, yeah, but the hitbox never... Oh, what a very good roll,
Yeah.
and on top of that, a second good roll read from Joe Ridin. But yeah, I mean, the Puff's up air is a ridiculously
Huge,
disjointed
yeah.
move.
Yeah.
I mean, it cleanly beats out Falco down air, and I think that's kind of like the litmus test for like where you want to be when it comes to like beating aerials.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, but I think Luigi's down air not a bit bigger than Falco's? It just doesn't linger, I thought.
Oh, that might very well be. So maybe that, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be still hard to land for Luigi.
Yes, it's undoubtedly, like, there's the same thing with Icy's, with Icy's forward air. It like beats
Oh,
out
yeah.
most moves, but you have to time it so precisely that it's not reliable.
Oh, and this is another dangerous spot for
Yeah.
Joe Ridin. And I like the use of the ledge jump to like fake up, going for like a lot of aerial space, and then
Yeah.
forcing the air dodge and just finish him off.
Just doesn't seem to. I like you want to see like from Uraiden, like converting as hard as he does against like Spaceys, but he doesn't seem to be nearly as much. Like he's winning neutral like a decent amount, but
Yeah, against
not
Puff,
getting
like-
enough from it.
The thing is, like, if you win neutral against Puff as Luigi, due to having poor aerial drift, ooh, that was a very nice DI mix-up conversion. But I was gonna say, even if you win neutral as Luigi, having horrendous aerial drift, there's no way you can create push the advantage once you're in that situation. Like
Yeah.
every time Puff is in the air, as ridiculous as it sounds, he just resets to neutral basically. And catching Puff landing, Luigi does have the wave dash, but it's so hard and so committal. Whereas Puff, if she wins neutral and then Luigi doesn't die, but he's off stage, then that is a completely different situation compared to being reset to neutral.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely not like a criticism in terms of like, oh, he should be getting it. It's more just like, man, I don't know what Luigi needs to do here.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that's also where like Puff's strength as a character stems from. Is like Puff is just so unique to the game of Melee, where you're thinking like, what is my character supposed to do?
Yes. Like Puff like has so like Puff's back air in itself is like such a strong. It's such like a good like question mark. Also, that was really really great by Ridin.
I think the pop-up was well deserved on that one. I mean, he. And
Taking
here
it
we
slow.
were talking. Yeah, we were talking about how like, oh my god, Jigglypuff's so good against Luigi, but and how the lead is slipping away from Raiden, but
Yeah, like I guess that like the whole like oh yeah the Puff does die early like in this matchup that's kind of true. Like your combos don't last as long, but Luigi just has strong hits that pop upwards and can just send Puff away into the stratosphere.
yeah, Stratosphere is
Yeah, she's just gone.
good description.
Farewell.
But yeah, yeah. And now we're here in Gimme Gimme Land.
Yeah. This will be a
Puff
lot
dies.
tougher, I imagine.
Puff dies somewhat mediocrely on this stage.
Yeah.
Not early.
Puff was not designed to die on this stage.
And this is probably also going to be a slogfest, because the platforms being so far away on top of that, at least like displaced,
Yeah.
it's going to make it even harder for Luigi to capitalize off of like drifts and stuff, because it gives Puff even more tools of like where to go. Ooh, and yeah, this is where the pain train is coming in. But Solobattle does manage to get the draw there.
That's it, down there. He was fishing for it. He was really trying to like get himself down with using his down air. You find it actually. It's good recovery.
Yeah, I was gonna say interesting edge guarding choice from Solobattle.
Yeah.
I would have, maybe liked to see like a drift nair or something. Just having like something lingering that trades would be optimal. Because it's not like you're in any risk of dying.
Yes, benefit of a big Puff.
So this is going to be important, like every time about how Raiden gets back to stage and then afterwards manages to actually get back to center. Because even if he manages to get back, losing neutral once again puts you in like that basically death scenario. Where again, Raiden's been so clean about mixing up his recovery that he's actually gotten back to stage quite a lot, but then Solobattle just rinse and repeats the situation.
Yeah, it's like he gets towards the stage, but it's like there's no reason for like Solobattle to just try and confirm that kill when he can reliably hit him back off and build up.
It's like akin to Peach getting ledge trap, but like just in this case Luigi landing on stage.
Yeah, pretty good patience.
Wow,
it's beginning. Like I think as you were saying about Luigi staying grounded seems very important in this matchup. And I have noticed that your Ridin does seem, when he gets like caught off guard, it's when he's trying to land.
And one thing I do want to mention that's a strength of Luigi that is very underrated is he has some Street Fighter level mix-ups on block when it comes to like footsies and stuff. So his it's usually weird because you'd think of like shield pressure as like basically only being reserved to Fox, Falco, and Peach. But Luigi actually, especially on Puff, has very good block strings. With, like double airing out of the short hop and then jab mix-ups into like down smash, shield poke. But wow, there he gets ceiling glitch.
Scary invisible ceiling.
Oh, what a solid edge guard. So bad.
Yeah, he would have been completely fine if he didn't get the invisible ceiling. That was rough. Because it's often helpful, actually.
Yeah, it really is, but
Today.
Solobattle being the pro player he is, knows how to make that to his advantage.
So, that's that top player understanding. Right.
Like 120!
Yeah.
God, I'm surprised. Like, I mean, I knew Luigi's hitboxes were strong, but 120 on Dreamland is obscene, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree.
God, he took his sweet time on that one.
It is frame 1, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's very true.
You have so much time to set it up. It's hard to hit because like the hitbox is really small, but it's definitely frame 1.
And invincible.
And invincible, yeah. That's a good, as Fox and Falco would agree, that's definitely a good mix.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think it's actually somewhat of a nerf. Because I think it'd be really weird if you were to just like rest and then trade out of the rest hitbox.
True.
But I think it's actually somewhat of a nerf for Puff that she like has to fall
True.
asleep when she hits someone.
Yeah. But usually enough that you're okay with, because the assumption is you've just killed someone.
Yeah, and I mean, even so, it's like a double-edged sword because you get to go through moves, but at the same time, like you can't really trade out of the moves. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's already fine as it is. Don't make it any weirder.
I feel like I like the way Yao was playing that. I think it feels like he's learned something.
Yeah.
I
also
games.
found it interesting that he actually chose to go for more down smash since up smash actually has head invincibility.
Yeah.
For approaching, but then again, I think the angle for killing is just way worse.
Yes. Yeah. True. I think Puff's at that percent now where he's just like he wants his kill moves to actually kill. So he just needs to chip a little bit. Nothing too huge. Just get that percent up so his down smash kills. Because his down smash has been like his most reliable kill move so far.
Definitely. And honestly, I might even wager that it's probably one of these strongest ones. But yeah, as you said, nice catch there.
Yeah.
Ridin.
Yeah, like the neutral is really good. Like it feels like when Puff's at high percent, this matchup actually doesn't look too bad for Luigi. It's just fish until you can hit him with one of your giant moves. But until you're at that point, it's like actually building the percent. You don't have any like long strings.
Just a lot of like two pieces.
Yeah.
But one thing I am very curious about. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is Solobattle. No, it's Ridin's counter pick, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So,
you're right. Lost on Gino.
So then that makes me wonder, why is there no Yoshi's or save counter? Or at least like something smaller. Because on top of that, the ledges are very, I'd say, unfortunate for Luigi for him to recover. So, I mean, obviously John knows something, otherwise he wouldn't be up a full stock.
Yeah.
Like,
perhaps on Yoshi's, like that top platform, it's easier for Puff to get to maybe. And Luigi doesn't really want to be in the air, so it being far away might be more beneficial for him. Wouldn't shock me if that was the thinking. Because how like dealing with Puff trying to retreat all the time is it's super hard to manage. And he's kind of pulling ahead. I do feel like he's figured something out with like just kind of keeping the gameplay simple, just trying to build that percent slowly, and then just relying on his kill moves rather than kind of just throwing himself in and just trying to build percent any way he can. He seems to be being a bit more, like I guess, reserved about his approach.
I think, yeah, that describes it very well. And as you said, I think you're spot on with him having figured something out.
Yeah.
But that's the cleanup crew. Yep. Always and everywhere.
If he gets back from that, he should be like that's like a gift from God. He shouldn't be relying on actually making it back.
Quite interesting actually that the triple jabs are not safe on shield, because I feel like Luigi has the luxury in this matchup to just kind of go for more, I say, intricate or like special or extraordinary shield block strings, as I said before. Like for example, that like down smash just being safe on shield, I think is ridiculously good in this matchup, and he's making great use out of it.
Yeah,
he's really not letting him get away.
Like Puff should be shielding often at all. Like Puff's at her best when she's in the air, so it's really it does seem like that patient game of Puff has a limited amount of jumps, so there's only so long that Solobattle can just back air forever, you know. So like so it's up to you're right to sort of keep in mind where those jumps are at, when Solobattle's most likely to land. Can he push her into the shield so then he can start doing his block string, so then he can start throwing out his kill moves, which are pretty safe on Puff's shield.
Now this is makes me raise an eyebrow. Did Solobattle just pick Yoshi's?
Solobattle really likes Yoshi's. I don't understand it in the context of this matchup at all. I can see it more in the other matchups because it like forces that close encounter.
I mean,
But
if I were,
sorry, go on.
yeah, if sorry, I was just gonna say, if I were to guess of him having a reason for it, is I'd say that it would probably have to do with the fact that every time you hit Luigi, he's that much closer to just being off stage.
Yes, and on top of that as well, Luigi's wave dash is so big and covers so much space. If you limit the amount of space, you've actually nerfed his wave dash.
Yeah, I mean, it covers more percent of the stage, but how much is that really? Like, you've wave dashed across stage, but at what cost?
Yeah, and I think it's so easy for Puff to take stage.
Yeah, especially against Luigi, because the diagonal airspace is
Yeah,
completely unchallenged, because it's just such a massive commitment for Luigi.
yeah. So I think there's like a range where Luigi's wave dash is really good, but like being further out, I'm like if Luigi's wave dash, if we modded the game, made Luigi's wave dash even longer, I don't think it would help him that much in this matchup. If at all.
Yeah. And generally also, the reverse is actually even more so true. I think being very close to Luigi, I think, almost neuters his wave dash completely, because at some point you're just still stuck in the landing lag frames,
Yeah.
and you're still approaching forward, so you're just there completely inactionable while approaching the Puff, which I think is not where you want to be.
No, not at all. Plus, I mean, like, it's making the edge guard quicker.
True, so you have less chances of a misfire or something like that.
Yeah, you have less chance of a misfire. And on top of that, like, if Solobattle, like, to me, he does come across as the kind of player who just wants to go in there and wants to keep the energy up, you can kind of keep that momentum because you're not spending ages just edge guarding over and over again.
Yeah, one thing I generally also want to commend Solobattle for, and why I'm such a fan of his playstyles, he's actually really aggressive for a Puff player. Obviously, there's like a limit to how aggressive you can be as Puff, and I don't want to sound facetious saying, you know, oh, that's pretty aggressive, you know, for a Puff player.
For a Puff.
Yeah. But I think he's made this very interesting so far. Like, this set, despite it being Puff versus a floaty, I think has been like a breeze to like watch, and it's not been like a drag where, for, you know, a player, for example, like Fountain NL would make this into like a living nightmare.
That sounded like there was a backstory to that.
VCA 2017, VCA 2019, that's all I'm gonna say. The people could find out themselves.
Oh dear. I've noticed too many exchanges right now where, upsettingly for your Ridin, he would do a great job getting in, but get like 10%.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh man, you worked so hard.
Oh,
You
out
played
of
so
shield.
smart. Yeah. No, this definitely was a good stage pick for Solobattle.
Which I'm bewildered by, but
Yeah.
the results don't lie.
In retrospect, seeing how he uses the space and how he's trying to suffocate Luigi, it's just like, yeah, this just makes sense.
Oh, and there it is. From down under.
Down under. Good job. Well played, both players.
Very enjoyable set to watch, I think, especially for what tends to be viewed as like somewhat lame or uninteresting characters. But I think
Yeah,
this
like
was
both
really
players were like, I mean, they were playing the